The next day, class was suspended. There was a long line of messy students in front of John's office. John next. A student walks into the office to receive a tongue lashing. Teams RWBY, JNPR, CFVY, and CRDL were all sitting there messy. Yang. This is bull, we were defending Velvet. Yatsuhashi. Remember, you already did this in Vale. Doing it in Atlas might land us into trouble. John next. Then the parents of the students arrived. Crow arrived for both RWBY and Yang. Callie came as Atlas opened travel in Menagerie. Blake, Emma. Yang. That's your mom? She looks good for her age. Blake, Yang. Not the time. Weiss. Cy Winter is gonna be so disappointed. But who arrived shocked her. It was Winter, Whitley, Klein, and Willow. Willow, Weiss. Weiss. Whitley. Don't you know it's rude to leave your mouth hanging open? Winter, Weiss. Weiss. It wasn't my fault. I got caught in the crossfire. Yang. Yeah, like that ballistic junk food she sent towards someone who ruined her dress didn't count. A small glyph covers Yang's mouth, shutting her up. Crow. I guess you got my loudmouth firecracker. Winter. Let's just hope that's all she got. Crow. Bite me. Winter. You wish. Pyra? Hiramon. Hestia. I heard you got into trouble. That's a first. Hira, I'm sorry. Hestia. I'll stop that. I hear it wasn't too serious. But your teacher needs to speak to me as well about disciplining my daughter well. Sam here. Willow was slightly tispy. John next. Crow. Well, he sounds to be in a chipper mood. Amber. Was that sarcasm, or are you drunk again? Crow. I'm sober. Amber. That's a switch. John next. Hira, oh, that's us. Come on, Mom. Hestia. I wonder what kind of man your teacher is. You wrote about him for a bit. The two enters the room and there was a discussion. Yang. Man, this is getting tense. Rubia. Hira was out with Hestia pinching her cheek. Hestia. Sai, I really need to teach you to be more responsible. All that training made you into a meathead. John next. Blake gulped. Callie. That's us. I wonder what did you do to earn this? Shortly after, Callie came out dragging Blake by her collar, swearing something about a punishment. John next. Yang. Gulp, I guess it's our turn? RWBY. You first, you're older. Yang. Oh, now you're using your age, huh? Crow grabs them both and drags them to the office. After a few shouting later, we see Crow being launched out of the door. He was bullshitting, he was drunk. Yang and RWBY carried and dragged him off. John next. Weiss gulped. Whitley, what kind of teacher of any institution does that? Winter. The tough kind, and they are always needed. Klein, oh dear. Willow. Well, let's get this over with. Meanwhile, in John's office, he noticed the white-haired woman was wobbling. John, another drunk one? It's too early for happy hour. Willow, I do. Apologize for my daughter. I wasn't present much in her youth, so I'm partly to blame for her predicament. John used the force and waved his hand in front of her face. John, you don't want to drink anymore. Willow, I don't want to drink anymore. John, once I get home I'll rethink my life. Willow, once I get home I'll rethink my life. She stood up and Weiss looked at him. John, you need to help her get back on track. Weiss, why? She never done anything for me. John, then so better than her. Help her get her life straight. Be the better person as you claim to be. Weiss saw the look in his eyes and she concedes she needs to be mature about this. She then follows her mother out and helps her get to the limo with Klein's help. John next. The day passes as the rest of the teams get their own lashing. Coco was forced to wear a school swimsuit and balanced buckets outside of the classroom for escalating the fight. Velvet was spared as she was the target. Yatsuhashi and Fox were told to write an essay about how to de-escalate a situation. CRDL, despite standing up for Velvet, was made to clean the mess along with the other idiots as they started and declared the food fight. CRDL were okay with it as they know they did start it.